When they blow this sound in Israel, and I saw plenty of it during the Feast of Tabernacles in October of 1981, as I traveled with Derek Prince Ministries, with Mahesh Shabda, Jim Croft, and many of the generals of their time, which have faded. Some died of overdosing in food. This discipleship shepherding movement came to a crashing halt. I got to go to the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem, a horrific thing to see. Human skin made lampshades. Just for a taste, you can still almost smell it. Spent time in Golgotha, 3 different supposed places where he was buried. Went to Bethlehem, to a Greek Orthodox church where 30 feet down may have been, they're pretty sure, where the baby Jesus was born. At the Wailing Wall, I wailed and prayed. The great Dome of the Rock above, which is the Muslim shrine, I walked around that. They wouldn't let us in, and I wouldn't go into that demonic place. But I found out that the Palestinians and the Egyptians and the Israelites, and all those in the surrounding countries, all the people that weren't the dictators, all got along really fine. We are coming into an age right now where we will see the lion lie down with the lamb. Some people think it's got a demarcation mark. This has to happen first, that has to happen second, and the other thing has to happen. When I first read Hal Lindsey's The Late Great Planet Earth, I was freaked out scared. Was I going to be good enough to make the rapture? Then a gentleman from Canada, Maxwell White, Whyte, was invited by a man I was doing ministry with by the name of Chuck Hutchins to spend 3 days with us. I didn't know who he was. I knew kind of who Derek Prince was. And I began to share with him how scared I was. He said, "You have nothing to worry about. The Antichrist has already come and gone." What? He said, "Yeah, you need to read my book, Where is the Antichrist?" Huh. So I bought it and read it. And immediately I began to sigh a sigh of relief. He systematically proved that what emerged to become the Catholic monster church that Luther had to address was really the Antichrist in that system over the years. Then I watched, Tim LaHaye, even Pat Robertson, on and on and on and on and on about the coming of the Lord. This was 50 years ago. I got blasted into the kingdom on December 29, 1975. I literally gave my life to Christ on a football field in Stamford, Connecticut. When challenged to go forward, I was 10 years old in Stamford, Connecticut, when Billy Graham, I heard the sermon. My mother was so proud that I stepped up and went down. I was scared. And some man gave me discipleship material, and I could see Billy Graham doing the same thing with people. He had lots of helpers with him. I went home and I read the material and tried to do what I was supposed to do, but it only lasted about 6 weeks. There was no support system. My father was an agnostic atheist. I didn't even know that. I didn't know what he was. I knew one thing: he drank. He drank really good, and he worked good. So did my mother. And they smoked, both of them. My mother, all day long, bitch, all day long, day in and day out, had no friends because her gossip was so strong. On and on and on it went, day in and day out, ad nauseum, until the first time I had the guts because I saw my good friend Kevin Marshall tell his mother to go F herself. I said that to my mom. She was horrified, and of course she used, wait until your father gets home, to scare me, to stop me. But what did I know? I grew up in the lily white town of Darien, Connecticut, where I was being groomed to marry somebody that would only marry a lawyer, a doctor, and an Indian chief. Somebody that didn't get good grades, was struggling with reading, ain't gonna cut it. Fortunately, I had the looks of love. And I made it through, being thrown out of military school in Kerbal, Texas. I was a successful Boy Scout, but I had a problem there where, got molested. I was a first-class Boy Scout. All three of the Cub Scouts, Bear, Lion, and I forgot the other one. The three of them. And I think it was a badger or some kind of a lion. Then I went on to trying to escape Vietnam, I had to go to community college. I had to, otherwise I would have been swept up and been cannon fodder in Vietnam. When a friend of mine, Steve Thomas, goes, Logan, there's an opening for the Navy Reserve. I went down there, signed up, and spent my time in the Navy Reserve, and got out in July of 1970 with an honorable discharge. I got a kid that's dating my daughter who wants to know, what rank was I? He's investigating me. He had a very poor attitude when he first approached me, called me Logan. Logan, just a text. And I said, who is this? This is Justin. I'm dating your daughter, Jessie. That's what he calls her. I'd like to talk to you. That's the wrong way to approach me. It should have been Mr. Rogers, just like Eddie Haskell. Hello, Mrs. Cleaver. Hello, Mr. Cleaver. And he's a flim-flam man, and he's a salesman, and that's what this kid is. And he really pissed me off, but I had to keep my mouth shut because my daughter has kept me from seeing my own granddaughters. I got to see them on Sunday, though, because of her, not ex yet, but her husband, because she doesn't believe in any of this anymore. She's thrown the baby out with the bathwater. She's still married, and big chest-beating Justin has moved in with her. Now, I think he's okay, but he needs to approach me differently. He needs my blessing for him to be blessed, and Jessica to be blessed to probably marry. They should. And, 2 weeks, my granddaughter Kate is with them, and Sophie. 2 weeks with Alan. And if my daughter won't let me see them, I'll only see them when they're with Alan. And I'll cut her out unless she changes her attitude. Her mother was this way towards me. Her grandmother was this way towards me. Her great-grandmother had this battle axe attitude. Come on, guys. It's spiritual warfare, as Bob Dylan wrote in his song, Precious Angel. This spiritual warfare, flesh and blood breaking down. You either got faith or you got unbelief, and there ain't no neutral ground. The enemy is subtle. Howbeit we're deceived when the truth's in our hearts, and we still don't believe. Shine your light. Shine your light on me. Well, I just couldn't make it by myself. I was a little too blind to see. Wake up, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and let Christ's light shine on you. That's from Ephesians, the 4th chapter. Amen, 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 amen.